Saturday is the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. It's a day to learn and reflect on the tragic history of Canada's residential school system. A good way to go about that is reading books that feature Indigenous voices and stories. To help you find the right book for everyone in your life, author Vicki Vansickle is here with us today. It's great to have you.
Thank you. I'm so thrilled to be here.
Okay, we're starting with books, picture books.
That's right.
The first is a biography about two Indigenous rights activists. The second, fantasy adventure.
That's right. So the first is Autumn Peltier, Water Warrior. This is told from the perspective of Nibi, which is an Anishinaabe word for water. And it's about the late grandmother Josephine and then her great niece Autumn Peltier, who's done great things for Indigenous rights in terms of water. What I love about this book, there's a call to action: speak for the water, sing for the water, dance for the water, which is just a beautiful way to get people involved. And with the fantasy adventure, for kids who really like fairy tales or legends or folklore, this is a story about two kids who fall through the water into kind of a magical portal where there's a group of little people and they are called back to the world by their grandfather's drumming. So a really great story, very cinematic, and both of these books have beautiful art.
Yeah, they do. We showed a picture there from the first book, and here's the second one, I believe.
Just gorgeous.
Just beautiful coloring there. Moving on to two books for kids in middle school. The age group we're talking about here is like 9 to 12.
That's perfect. So the first one is a new series called Nish. Nish is a word that means twin in the Innu language, and this is about two twins living in a northern community. It's sort of a slice of life book, everything from the highs and lows of playing on a hockey team, first crush, but there's also, the reason it's called North and South is they're comparing their life in the North to what they see in the South. So it really does sort of show some of the inequities in those different communities. The next one, Seamus, the Urban Res Dog, PI. This is a little bit lighter. It's a mystery series told from the perspective of a dog. So Seamus used to live on the res. He now lives with his Cree family in an urban Indigenous housing project in the city, and he gets involved in solving mysteries. So very fun, short chapters, easy to read for kids who want a little bit of a mystery in their lives.
This is cute. I like the illustrations there on the front. The next one is for young adults.
That's right. Funeral Songs for Dying Girls. This is a ghost story, but instead of a jump scare or horror gore story, there's actually like a bit of a family love story here. It's about legacy and a woman who discovers that there is a ghost in the cemetery that her and her father look after, and their story kind of involves in this beautiful way. Cherie Dimmeline writes for adults and kids. This is a teen book, but I think adults will appreciate the language as well.
I love the premise behind the story there. It sounds really intriguing.
It is very intriguing.
Yeah, and you mentioned that she writes for adults. We also have books here as well that would be interesting to our adult audience.
Yeah, so I wanted to add some adult books in the mix. The first is Truth Telling. This is a collection of essays that looks at the historical and contemporary experience of being Indigenous in Canada. It's very much a primer. It covers everything from treaties, how they should work, and maybe don't work, the 60s scoop, the rise of Indigenous literature, the land back movement. It doesn't sort of, it's not the only book you should read, but if you're looking for a place to start, Truth Telling is a really great place to start to sort of ground yourself in that history. And the last two are fiction titles. The first one, A Grandmother Begins the Story, is this beautiful quilt of a book. It's told in many different perspectives, 5 Métis women, including one from the afterlife, but also the buffalo, the dog, the grasslands have a voice as well, and all these sort of fit together in this beautiful jigsaw puzzle of a book. Very immersive reading. And then Thomas King's most recent book, Double Eagle, is in the Dreadful Water Mystery series. It's about a Cherokee ex-cop who's trying to retire in a small town but keeps running into mysteries, as detectives often do. If you love mysteries, you know that characters are the #1 thing that drives the story. And Thomas King is great at characters. He's a very witty writer. So if you love a mystery, this is a great series to check out.
Vicki, while you were talking, I was reading some of the notes on the backs of both of these books, and the praise from other authors is high. So if you are looking for a good read, I'm just going to hold these two up so you can see one.
For sure. So Thomas King is very established. Michelle Porter is a relatively new author. She was just nominated for a big award. I think there's going to be big things for her as well.
Yeah, awesome. I love all these picks. Vicki, thank you so much for
My pleasure.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.